In 2016, two young men by the name of Stephen Fitzpatrick and Auden Lotting graduated from Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts. Both were presented with their music degrees by Paul McCartney himself. Both of them filled with musical passion and ready to begin their musical careers, facing the world together in the massive competition that is the music world. They were ready to take it on. The two were already well acquainted with one another, having worked together during their college years in the rhythm section of another band named Sundogs. And so, in 2015, before they even graduated, they performed the band now known as Hers. The duo had Stephen Fitzpatrick, who was the lead singer and played guitar, and Auden Lotting on guitar and background vocals. And while Fitzpatrick was a drummer, they both had programmed a drum machine to play with their music so that Fitzpatrick could play the guitar while singing. The duo went on to release their first singles in 2016, those being Dorothy and What Once Was. Dorothy is a song about a love story which, according to Genius, is about secret lovers who meet in secret until one of them feels they've been found out and leaves the other for good, leaving the one left behind, who is the singer, in a state of despair as they wait for their love to come back despite probably knowing they never will. Already present in this song, we find Hers' distinct feel, that indie pop feeling, but also a distinct feeling of nostalgia, because it almost sounds like 80s music, or music from before the 2000s. Another attribute of the song is it excellently displays the emotion of romance. Despite it being a bit tragic, about a failed love, the song can't help but mesmerize the listener into a feeling of being in love almost.
I'll say goodbye to the
Now for a song you've probably heard before, which is What Once Was, which is tied for my favorite song. And when I first heard it, I thought it was the singer reflecting on a past relationship, thinking about what could have come from it, what once was. However, after reading the lyrics and getting some ideas on Genius, it was revealed what the song may truly be about, and that is the passing of a family member or someone close to the singer. But another thing this song does similarly to Dorothy is the ability to still make the listener feel the music. It still gives that feeling of love, but not one of romance, but one you'd feel for a family member that passed away or a friend. It can almost elicit a sort of like sorrowful love when giving it a listen.
I'm heading back inside, sit at home with you. I think I know what's wrong. Maybe I've been there before. I was at the point where all I really wanted was someone, and now I'm still hanging on. I was at the end of every tether, waiting for what once was.
And with only 2 songs out, the talent of these two were already beginning to show to the world around them. And then later in 2017, they finally released their first album. Songs of Hers was an album composed of their singles and some new songs to listen to along with the singles. Some of the songs included, but not talked about yet, is that of Marcel, which, according to an article on Sabre, was inspired by an old 80s ID card found in the wallet at a vintage shop. The man in the photo being a man named Marcel Mueller, who had a fine mustache. The duo tracked him down to try and see if they could return his ID, something he'd probably already forgotten about long ago. However, when the two managed to track him down, they found out he had passed away, and so they decided to dedicate a song to him. Although the lyrics don't particularly pertain to our dear friend Marcel, it is still able to captivate that romantic feeling present in all their songs. What this song really shows is what kind of people this duo were. Auden and Stephen were laid back, but still full of passion and respect for their craft. and a lot of their personality can be seen through their videos online.
Don't say it. I'll take this one. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Fucking Under the Bridge.
Okay, I mean, you've stolen it, but
Yeah,
I'll give you the
he gets
points
that.
there.
He gets that.
It's my one chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut my life into.
Papa Roach cut my life into pieces.
Mm.
Is that what you call it?
Next,
No.
Take up the next line of the song.
Last Resort.
Yeah, very good.
Last
Well,
Resort. Name of my one of the first bands I was in. Fun fact.
I wasn't in
Awful, horrible name.
What do you feel that your signature or favorite dance move is on stage?
I like the one you do where you almost fall off. Yeah, I like that one. That one is great. And it's not rehearsed, but it's not falling off the stage.
It's not fake at all, or not real at all.
It is neither practiced or fake.
It's really the thing that keep people on their toes. Who knows if I'm...
After watching it, you can kind of catch the kind of silliness and comedic relationship they had with each other other than being best friends. And I feel like this only adds to their uniqueness and character along with their songs. But not all their songs were about love or romance with other people, as some of them can even be a little bit about like self-love or self-care, as seen in I'll Try. I'll Try is a song that focuses less on romance, which, don't get me wrong, it still has a bit of that to it, but it's more displaying a passion of perseverance, to the song as the following. Utilize these intense sound waves to inspire your daily drudgery. Hold the almighty torch of ultimate exertion as you endeavor the righteous path of fatigue, all while keeping in mind that perseverance is key. The song even includes some more encouraging words in French.
Mesdames, Messieurs, nous allons bientôt vous quitter. Mais s'il nous reste une chose de ceci, gardez à l'esprit que la persévérance est essentielle. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt.
I'll try for you, for you. I'll try.
But now for the song that is tied with what once was as my favorite of theirs. That is Cool With You. This song holds a little bit of nostalgic value with me, as it was actually the first song I ever heard from them. But the tune itself is very intoxicating and immediately draws you into its emotion-ridden sound.
Anyone at all, anyone at all. Draw the blinds back slow, some fade in a room to begin to bloom.
The song, according to Genius, is about companionship, a sort of we only need each other type of feeling. However, the guy who wrote that, and even myself, feel the song sounds more like the singer is daydreaming about a particular person, and they're still trying to figure out whether that person they're daydreaming of feels the same way they do. Are they just a fling? Are they just friends? Or maybe more? That kind of passion and feeling from the song is really quite something that I feel like a lot of people can relate to. Some of the reviews of this first album went on to explain it as brimming with love and passion, calling it a surreal beauty. And it was clear that reception for this was pretty well liked. I don't think there was many people who disliked it. Me personally, I feel like this album has no misses. Like, as in, usually when an album comes out, even if it's a singer or band that I really like, there's usually a couple songs on there that I just don't enjoy as much as the others, and I find myself skipping it. But I can't really say that for this album. There's not a single song in this album that I think I would skip. I think I thoroughly enjoyed everything on it. And for your band, for their first album, to have that many, bangers on it is a really good sign. Following success, the group had already began performing in tours in the UK and even the US during this time period. And they were picking up quite quickly in the indie crowd, and so they went on in 2018 to release their next album. Invitation to Hers was the next album for the duo, and I said this before, but I'll say it again, and I don't think there's a single song in this album that I can skip. All the songs were excellent, bringing back the mesmerizing beats, singing, and of course emotions that come with Her's music. For example, Many Smile. Many Smile keeps an upbeat tune and singing throughout, but when you actually take the time to listen to the lyrics, the true and somber facts and underlying themes about the song are shown.
I hold on to my only memento. The shed of blood you left on my bed. Should have known that it was all.
The song itself is one that is personal to that of Stephen Fitzpatrick, as the song doesn't relate to death, but is more about missing someone greatly. When Stephen Fitzpatrick had to go to university, he had to give his childhood cat Manny away, and he was very close to Manny, so this kind of broke his heart. And even when they gave him away to an elderly man, the cat managed to find their way across the city back to Stephen's home, in which they still had to give it back to the old man. Stephen himself says the song itself serves as more of an apology and send-off to Manny. Another song that I think is excellent is Blue Lips. Blue Lips it almost feels like it was spoken from experience the way it's sung by Stephen. The song itself being about relationships that have run their course, the two in the relationship still showing love to each other but not realizing that there's distance that has grown between them. This is very clear through lines like,
She likes to think of you as somebody else. No, don't be oh so sure that you know what's next. There's something on her chest.
the lyrics itself portraying the cold difference growing between the couple until their eventual breakup. Under Wraps is the final song of the album and the final song that I want to talk about from the album, which is like a hard truth of a song. Auden Lodding describes the message as support and empowerment, and Stephen tries to further describe it as, I guess there's two ways to think about it. It's somebody struggling in a situation, you've got to do what's right for you, but not everything's a happy ending in life. The song itself gives an almost bittersweet feeling, capturing the idea that you made the correct decision but aren't too happy with the results. But as said in the song, meaning that in the long term, it is what's best for you, despite you not liking it. And of course, all the songs mentioned and in the album, they can be about a variety of different topics, but they still are able to connect to you on an emotional level really well. Different emotions the ones can feel when listening to this album can be that of love, or just general life feelings that you'll feel throughout your journey in life. Not too long after the release of this album, Hers went on tour in many places, including the UK, Canada, and the US. Their tour in the US was met with loving fans who appreciated the music and couldn't wait to see their band live when they were close enough to watch it. With all their showtimes selling out even, and with both albums being successes despite being such a small band, it seemed the duo had a long future ahead of them, filled with more music and more passion to give to the music world. During a tour in North America that started on March 5th, 2019, the band would slowly make their way around the country. In this, they performed in Rebel Lounge, Arizona, where a man on his phone was able to record some of their performance. Their next stop was in the Soda Bar in San Diego, California, but sadly the duo would never make their destination.
It's a story that is capturing worldwide attention tonight. Members of a British band and their tour manager killed in a fiery wrong-way crash. Now, it happened in the middle of the night on the I-10
The
earlier
indie rock
this week.
band Hers
The
was a
rising
growing
rock
success
indie
story.
band
They were on
called
their second
Hers
U.S. tour and
had
were in
just
Phoenix
played
for the
to a
first
sold-out
time
crowd in
playing at the
Phoenix.
Rebel Lounge.
They were in a really celebratory mood because it was near the end of their tour and most of the shows had been selling out, and just
Yeah, a
the
lot
tour
of people
got
out there
better
are shocked to
than
hear
anyone
about
really
this.
thought it was
Others had
going
even
to.
dropped off
But after
flowers
Tuesday
to
night's
pay
show
tribute
en
to the
route to
British
Santa
band.
Ana, California, a truck going the wrong way smashed directly into the band's van, killing 4 people. Hers tour manager, Trevor Engelbrecht.
Duo Stephen Fitzpatrick and Adam Narding alongside their tour.
On March 27, 2019, the news would break to the world that in Arizona, Stephen Fitzpatrick, Auden Lotting, and their tour manager, Trevor Engelbrecht, had passed away in a vehicle accident. It was believed that a drunk driver by the name of Francisco Rebollar was driving on the wrong side of the road and in turn got into a crash with the band, killing him as well. The fans mourned, of course, and the label went on to say that the world was at their feet. Stephen Fitzpatrick had a requiem mass at St. Mary's Church in Barrow-in-Furness, followed by his burial, and Auden Lotting was cremated and his ashes were given to his family. That's not how I want to end off the video. This band has grown a lot, even after their deaths, because of this crash, and I feel like it is almost an injustice that when someone were to think of Hers, they were to think of the crash that befell them, their horrible fate and a tragedy, before their music would come to mind. And I feel like that's just really wrong. I don't think that Stephen and Auden should be remembered for what brought their end, but instead should be remembered what they brought to us before it. I know a lot of people say like they could have been such successes if they had not died, but in my opinion they had already achieved success. Songs of Hers ranked number 54 in the iTunes UK chart, and their second album, Invitation to Hers, was able to achieve number 26, which is absolutely huge considering how they were still very early in their musical career. It was very obvious how much passion and love they had for music, and how when they put that into music form, that passion and love was able to splash onto the listeners listening to it and touch their souls. I think it would be wrong to feel more sorrow over what could have been than more happiness over what they have given us already. And I feel like if they were watching from the heavens above, I hope they would at least know that they were able to succeed in touching millions with their music. And if that isn't success, then I don't know what is.
Dreaming of the day that they can finally relax. If only this normality belonged to more than fantasy. It's too much. Well, they're open and faking a golden disdain. The flowers too tall for the table again, but it's alright. They called it faith. Is that